Hey everyone, Dr. Sean here. Hey, I want to talk to you this morning about mental wellness activities that you can do to boost your mental wellness, improve your mood, your focus, your resilience, your everything about flourishing and feeling a lot better. You can go and Google this kind of stuff and you can get, the general recommendations for, be physically active and get your sleep and manage your stress and do deep breathing and have the right mindset and things like that. And I say it a little bit flippantly like that because it's a lot of the information that you get out there is very generic. I write about all of those. There's an entire chapter about all of those different kinds of things in my book, Mental Fitness. But I want to give you the top three. You can see I'm in a hotel room. I'm traveling yet again. And when I'm traveling, it's really, really important for me to maintain my mental wellness. And I try to do my top three every single morning. And that means exercise, outside, and morning sunshine. Those three things can be the difference between a good day and a bad day. And when you do them on a regular basis, they can really be the difference between you being resilient and being able to step into a stressful situation and get things done and solve problems and be creative and, come up with a great breakthrough. Or when a stressful situation happens, you literally will step away from it and say, I can't handle this right now. So why those three? Why exercise? Why outside? And why in the morning? So the first one, exercise. Whenever we move our bodies, and this morning I went for a 5-mile run in the woods, and I'm pointing here. I can look out my hotel room right now, and I can see the woods that I just went bushwhacking through. I actually got a little bit lost this morning. You should see my shoes. They're completely covered in mud. But exercise, whenever we're exercising, anytime we're contracting our muscles, they're releasing these compounds called myokines. Myokines are a type of cytokines. Cytokines are signaling molecules between cells. It's how cells communicate with each other. So myokines will get released from the muscles. They'll go into the bloodstream, and they eventually find their way into the brain. And they help us feel hopeful. They lower our stress. They increase our oxytocin. This is one of the reasons that it's really good to exercise with other people, because oxytocin can help us to connect better. And when we're exercising, we have more oxytocin. When we're exercising with other people, we have more and more oxytocin, so we feel really connected and really engaged with those folks. That's why sometimes getting a workout partner is one of the most important things you can do for your overall mental well-being. So these myokines help us just feel better in general. Sometimes people think about exercise and the runner's high as being, endorphins or endocannabinoids, and those absolutely are there. Endorphins can help lower pain thresholds, right? That's why after you're working out for a period of time, it will all of a sudden feel less painful or more enjoyable. That's the endorphin effect. Endorphins can't really get into your brain, so they're not really doing the runner's high sort of a thing. That's endocannabinoids. Endocannabinoids can be made in your brain. They can be made by your muscles. They can be made in your gut. You have endocannabinoid receptors all over your body. And so exercise is one of the great ways to increase endocannabinoids, because they can do some of those same sorts of things. Lower cortisol, increase serotonin and dopamine. They have their own signaling qualities as well. So just endocannabinoids on their own can help you feel less bad and more good. So there's a lot going on here with exercise, right? We want to be able to move our bodies. And I'm still sweating here from my workout. We want to be able to move our bodies to really help us feel better in all those ways. We feel less bad because stress hormones go down, and we feel more good because there's a variety of these signaling molecules. Hormones and cytokines and neurotransmitters all are produced at higher levels during exercise. In fact, exercise has been shown to be not just as effective as prescription antidepressants and anti-anxiety drugs, but more effective than prescription anti-anxieties and antidepressants. So that's a really good thing. So exercise. Why outside, and why especially in nature if you can get it? And that's why I went to the woods. Whenever we're surrounded by nature, the dirt, the trees, the plants, the birds, all that kind of stuff, that sends a signal of safety. It sends a signal of relaxation into our bodies. So anytime we can expose ourselves to some aspect of nature, and it doesn't have to be, the woods that I went bushwhacking through. It can be looking out across a body of water. So that can be the ocean. It can be a lake. It can be a little pond. It can be a river. It can be a brook. In fact, flowing water tends to be better than just still water, because it produces electrical compounds that can actually signal wellness in our bodies and signal and help us lower lower stress. The plants will actually put off compounds called phytoncides that help reduce stress levels. So, in Japan, which sort of pioneered this idea of forest bathing, doctors will actually write prescriptions for people to go out and immerse themselves in the woods. But again, it doesn't have to be the woods. It doesn't have to be a deep, dark forest. It doesn't have to be, at the top of a mountain in Colorado or something like that. It can be a city park. There are really good studies to show that even people who live in cities like Manhattan, for instance, if you can get to a city park and just expose yourself to trees, even if you can see a tree canopy, that can lower stress levels. So expose yourself to nature. The last one is do it in sunlight. And so I love to do it in morning sunlight because you get a physical delivery, a direct delivery of that sunlight through your eyeballs into your brain. Your eyeballs are basically just a protrusion of your brain that comes out into the external world. And if you can get that sunlight going into your eyes, I wear a pair of sunglasses when I run, but for the first 10, 15 minutes, and sometimes for the last 10, 15 minutes, I take them off because I want to make sure that I get that sunlight into my eyes because that produces serotonin. The sun goes into your eyes, it produces serotonin in the brain. That's going to enable me to have a more happy, a more motivated, a more resilient day. And then because I have more serotonin on board today, that serotonin can be converted into melatonin tonight. When I come back to my hotel room and I turn off all the lights and I get ready for bed, that conversion is going to happen. And the switch is lightness, serotonin, or darkness, melatonin. So it's really important to get morning sunlight exposure and evening darkness exposure to really set that circadian rhythm. Having a disrupted circadian rhythm is kryptonite for your mental wellness. And so if we can make sure that our circadian rhythm is in balance by dosing morning sunlight and evening darkness, that can help with our overall mental well-being. Okay, so those are the top three mental wellness tips above anything else. I talk a lot here about different probiotics we can supplement with and different phytonutrients and things like that. That sometimes can be the icing on the cake for people. Sometimes for people it can be the first step to get them motivated enough to get out the door and do their morning nature exercise. So it all sort of fits together in this coordinated matrix. But if you want to have the top mental wellness activities, those are the top three. Get outside, move, and do it in sunlight. Okay? Good luck. Bye-bye.